Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or even extraterrestrial life tuning in from another planet, thank you once again for joining me, Cryptic, for more Modern Warfare Zombies. And today, I have something a little bit different for you. More specifically, in the name of perks and how to get them in-game, not costing you a single piece of essence. So, how to get them for 3. Sound good? Great. So without further ado, let's begin. As we do begin, I want to very much emphasize, depending on where you spawn in the exclusion zone at the time, if you and when you want to do these, you might tailor it in the direction that you were spawning. So if you spawn very close to Jugger-Nog, you won't want to go to Jugger-Nog, Stamin-Up, or if you want to go to a single perk, just go to a single perk and do it that way. Just make sure Mr. Peaks, the teddy bear, is there at the time of doing so, as you can see in the footage. But I spawn very close to depth perception, and it's quite simple and straightforward. You will see a cylindrical structure straight up in the sky. You want to climb both lots of ladders, very to the tippy top, and look in a very specific direction. You'll see rings, not the rings from Halo, no, not them ones, but rings. Once you jump off your parachute, glide yourself through these rings, and you've just earned yourself depth perception. How about that? Next up, we go to Sleight of Hand. And again, as you can see on the footage, I'll show you where it is on the map. You'll see like an eagle bird sort of thing. You want to get yourself a vehicle, drive straight up off what is effectively a ramp, straight down. You might burst your tires, as you can see in the video, and you've got yourself Sleight of Hand. Moving on, Jugger-Nog. Everyone's favourite, is it not? Or is it just not very effective anymore due to armor plates? Let me know down in the comments below whether you care about Jugger-Nog anymore. I specifically care about Stamin-Up, which is coming up next. But Jugger-Nog, again, very simple and straightforward. All you've got to do is run up to the location seen on the map and on screen, throw yourself down a Molotov into the fire, and there you got yourself Jugger-Nog for free. You can also, as I might want to mention, stow these or use them in the game at the very time. So let's say you don't want to use them in your game at that time, you can simply stow them and wait for another game, or stash them in your stash for, say, a bigger game later on down the line with a few friends or on your own. Anyway, next up, we have Stamina Up. And as you can see, again, on the map, I show on screen where you need to go and how you need to do it. In this case, I look at Mr. Peaks once again to make sure I'm able to do it. No one else has done it in the game, and I'll explain that in just a second. And you want to climb all the way to the tippy top, once again, of 15 floors. Stories, whatever you call it. Once you get to the top, you've got yourself Stamina Up. Anyway, as I was explaining, Mr. Peaks is an indicator to obviously show that there's an Easter egg there, but furthermore is also an indicator if you know these and whether or not another player has done it in-game. If another player has done these in-game, you will not be able to do so, as it would seem. Mr. Peaks will not be able to be seen, and you will not be able to complete the Easter egg, so just keep an eye out for that one. Next up is Tombstone, and Tombstone, after Season 1, seems to be broken, but as you can see, again, I climb up in a very specific direction, I look at the yellow crane in the distance, and look at Mr. Peaks. You want to ping Mr. Peaks, but as you can see, I'm pinging and pinging and pinging, just nothing comes of it. But that, if it wasn't broken, a lot of people are saying that it's been disabled due to the Tombstone glitch, but I'm not sure whether I agree with that or not, or whether it's just broken, because you can still get Tombstone in-game anyway, on the map, where you can find, or you can bring it in if you've already acquired the recipe. Furthermore, we then go to PhD. Also, kind of a favourite, very useful if you're using the ray gun to stop yourself from splash damage, or the RGL from explosive damage. This one is quite straightforward again. You want to climb yourself to the top of the mansion in the location in the footage and just simply jump straight into the pool. That's it. That's all you've got to do. And you've just got yourself PhD. You can also use yourself one of them redeploy drones. I also ping on one of the footages for you, so however you want to do it, you don't have to dive into the pool, you can just jump into the pool, parachute into the pool, however you want to get it. As long as you get in the pool, you're sorted. Next up is Quick Revive, and you can also see in the footage exactly where you need to go, but again, with Quick Revive, it's quite simple and straightforward. Make sure you've got an ATV for this one, as it will be the fastest vehicle and most useful vehicle to do this. In order to actually acquire Quick Revive, line up, and you can see it's almost like a race against the clock in this one. And you'll hear a very specific sound cue, thanks editor, please play that sound cue for them. And once you hear that sound cue, put the pedal to the metal and race straight in the right direction, not the wrong direction like I do in some of the footage. And then you've got yourself quick revive. And you'll see as you kind of like, it's from one sign to another sign, they look very similar, and you'll hear another sound cue to state that you've got it and you've got yourself quick revive. Now we have Deadshot Daiquiri, and let me know whether you think this would be more appropriate for something like Tombstone. As we go to a graveyard, as seen in the footage, you will need to acquire yourself a grenade, Semtex, grenade, doesn't matter, make sure it's one or the other, and lob it in the direction as seen, and you've just got yourself Deadshot Daiquiri. How about it? Finally is Elemental Pop, one that thought would never be solved, but we're heading straight to tier 3 for this one. As we go into tier 3, as you can see on the map, in the footage, you will need to go to this very location and pay your respects. Be aware when getting this one, it will strip your weapon rarity and your Pack-a-Punch, giving you it back to use in the next game, if needed and necessary. But this will give you Elemental Pop, and that, folks, is all 9 perks in the game. But I've been Cryptic. Thank you so much for joining me on this today. I hope this is a little bit useful to you all. And until the next time, stay frosty, stay safe, and goodbye for now.